Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal back with another Dragon Ball Super review. This time it is episode 67 of Dragon Ball Super. This is the last episode of the Future Trunks timeline, Zamasu saga. And I am very conflicted with this episode because it felt like the ending was too rushed, but the ending of this episode was quite emotional. And I will get into that a little bit further. But for now, let's get on to my review of Dragon Ball Super episode 67. So back from Dragon Ball Super episode 66, we see Trunks cutting Zamasu in half. And yes, it was actually in half. And then boom, Zamasu is basically all sparkles, explodes, finish, it's done. And then we found out that Goku tells Trunks that your sword is basically like the Genki Dama, aka Spirit Bomb. And that's how it was able to slice Zamasu. And everyone is all happy, giddy, and finally it's done. But we see somebody lapping out of nowhere. And then boom, we see a dark cloud suddenly exploding. We see the whole sky, we see the whole earth being covered in green clouds, or this green whatever it is. And it was full of Zamasu's face. And so he basically, fires his red blast, whatever, and we see the next scene. We see our heroes down, all the characters are down, and Trunks senses that, hey, nobody's alive. And here's the weird thing, okay? Every time we see something like an explosion of earth, we see the Kame house or Master Roshi's house. I don't get it. What is it for? I mean, it feels like there's nothing in there. There's no one in there. So why is it always being shown? Is it just for nostalgia purposes? Because I don't see it. But in any case, yeah, we see Kame house and all that stuff. And like I said, Trunks senses that there's nobody alive except for them. And Goku was like, hey, I need some sensu bean. And then he thought it was a sensu beam. He takes out one from his clothing and he sees the button that Zeno gave to him. And this is where this is going to, if you go back to the previous episode, if you saw the episode where Goku says to Zeno, the present Zeno, hey, I'm gonna introduce you to a friend. Okay. So Goku asks Kai, saying, hey, is Zeno still alive here? And here's the thing. I thought that Zamasu basically killed all the god in the universe that Trunks is in. And yet Kai is saying, yeah, he should be alive. There's no one that should be able to defeat him or finish him off. So Goku presses the button and Zenos appear. But it's not the Zeno that we know in the future timeline. It's the Zeno in Trunks' universe. Future Trunks' universe. And Zeno's asking, hey, who are you? So Goku thinks that it's the Zeno that he knew from his timeline. He's all hugging him, he's all happy. And basically Zeno said that, hey, wait a minute, this world's terrible, this world sucks. And Goku said, hey, could you raise this dude who is Zamasu? He's like, yeah, I'll take care of it. And so Zeno starts, he commences his erasing of Zamasu, and basically Goku notices that, oh crap, he's gonna destroy everything in this universe. And he tells everybody, my Trunks and Bulma again to the timeline. Kai teleports somewhere, and the funny part is Vegeta and Goku hangs on to the time machine. They literally hang on of its legs, and basically Zeno starts commencing the termination of Zamasu. And as usual, the time machine just Sully gets off in time while Zeno just blasts off his beam to terminate Zamasu. And in the future, and in the present timeline is also affected. We see Zamasu also disappearing. Not the Zamasu, the figure, but basically his energy is all disappearing. And we see the future, the time machine going back to the present timeline, and everyone's all happy. And this is when Goku or the Riders is at their best. Goku basically asks Kai, "Hey, could you wait a moment?" And so Trunks and Goku goes back to Trunks' timeline, but there's nothing there. But Goku wasn't actually looking for that. He was looking at the Zeno, and they found him. They brought him back to Goku's timeline, and Goku asked Kai to teleport them to Zeno's place. And so Zeno meets Zeno. Present Zeno meet future Zeno. And that's how Goku able to keep his word to Zeno. And so Zeno has a new friend, and he's gonna play with himself. We go back to Earth, and Wiz basically explains when Beerus kills Zamasu, it made another Zamasu, it made another timeline. If you want to go back to your timeline, there won't be there, but I can bring you back to your timeline. But the problem is there'll be 2 Trunks and 2 Mais. They think it over, and Mai says, "You know what? I'm okay with it as long as everyone's still there." So Trunks agrees to it, and so everyone's happy. And then we cut to Goasu putting back his time ring, and he's basically reminiscing that this was my fault, this was my sin, I brought Zamasu here. And so we go back to Earth, and everyone says their goodbyes. Android 18 is there, Krillin is there. Basically everyone except Piccolo and Gohan is there. Okay. Oh, you know what? Before I get there, now that Trunks and Mai is going back to timeline, having 2 Mai and having 2 Trunks now, does this mean that Trunks is gonna train himself to be stronger and to get better? Does this mean that there's gonna be 2 Trunks basically protecting the Earth? And if that's a yes, that's going to be amazing. I'm gonna make a video out of that. And I'm also going to make a video out of how this will affect, I think, the future. Future Trunks timeline. Okay, so going back to where they're about to leave. So basically, time machine turns on. We see it spinning. And everyone's saying their goodbye, and Trunks and Mai looking down, and guess who we see flying in front of Trunks and Mai? Piccolo and Gohan. And this is where things get emotional to me, okay? First of all, if you watch the Boo saga where Gohan is, we see Gohan in front of Trunks flying in front of the time machine in the same hairstyle. We see that one of his piece of the hair is down, and that is a reminiscent of Gohan in the Boo saga. And he's all gasping of air. I don't know if they train or not. Piccolo trained him. I don't know what's happening, but Gohan tells Trunks, be well. And then suddenly, this is where things get emotional. I had a tear, man. I had a tear. There's a flashback of Trunks and Gohan being with each other, and Trunks' remembrance of his master Gohan. And he sees it. He sees determination. He sees the eyes, and Trunks just broke down, and he says to himself, I couldn't protect the world. And it was at that point that Mai just had to tell him, look, we have to go back to the future. And this is when I really absolutely wish that Gohan could have partake in the future timeline. At least we could have fight. At least we could have seen Gohan and Trunks fight together, just like how Trunks remembers it. And I truly wish that the writers could have done that. At least we could have seen it. But the chance they had they didn't take the chance. Does this mean that maybe Gohan will visit Trunks? And it seems like Gohan will start to get better. And I really do wish, because the trigger point was Gohan telling himself, wait a minute, Trunks is in trouble, I gotta do something, I gotta get better. I wish he could have told me that. And after that, the time machine just disappears, and they go back to their world, and we are back in their world, and this ends the saga of Zamasu and future Trunks. And like I said, half of it was conflicting, half of it was emotional due to the flashback. The beginning was too rushed. I don't know what to say about this episode. This episode, to me, if you want to give it 2 thumbs up, fine. Maybe I'll give it an average episode. But to me, the ending was perfect. The beginning of the episode was so. But man, there were times when I truly wish Gohan was in this saga. Like, you can just feel it. You can just tell you wish he was there. But that concludes my review of episode 67 Dragon Ball Super. If you felt the same, let me know down in the comments below, and let me know whatever you want to feel about this episode. Let me know down in the comments below. And for next week, we will have filler or action, no action, just basically collecting Dragon Balls. And so I will see you in the next episode review of Dragon Ball Super. This is Mr. Informal signing out. Bye bye.